Hi, I just want to make a short video for you to summarize the things that we've learned so far, and to help you get your questions answered. Okay, so one of the first things we've talked about is this idea here about fact families, multiplication and division fact families. If you ever get stuck about how to use fact families, you can always go back to something easy. For example, I know that 2 times 3 equals 6. That means that 3 times 2 equals 6. That means that 6 divided by 3 is 2. That means that 6 divided by 2 is 3. So remember, a fact family is if you know one piece, then if you know one fact, that means that you actually know 4 facts. And that can be really helpful. So if we're thinking about just in general that without any numbers, multiplication and division facts work this way. The number of groups times the amount in each group gives me the total amount. And so we actually, like if I'm doing this here, and we know that multiplication is commutative, which means it doesn't matter if you go 2 times 3 or 3 times 2. 2 groups of 3 is the same thing as 3 groups of 2. It's the same amount. And so both of those work. When we flip it to division, the total amount divided by the amount in one group, which was, gives me the number of groups. And then, which is here, number of groups. And the total amount divided by the number of groups gives me the amount in one group. So when you're changing things when you're flipping the multiplication around to be division, you have to be careful because division is not commutative. It matters which order you do things in. The thing that is the total amount has to become the divisor. And so that's just, if you're ever confused, think about what's the total amount. And I just misspoke, so I'm going to write this down. The total amount here, which is the product. Product, when you flip it, becomes the dividend, not the divisor. And then you can switch dividend divided by the divisor equals a quotient. And in case you forgot, these are called factors. Yeah, so the product has to become the dividend. And then the factors become the divisor and the quotient, kind of depending on which one is more helpful for you. Okay, so let's use that to help us think about the tangerines problem. Okay, a grocery store sells tangerines in 2/5 kilogram bags. A customer bought 4 kilograms of tangerine for a school party. How many bags did he buy? So when I think about these things, I sometimes write myself a little note. I write myself a note, total amount. Number of groups and size of one group. And this helps me organize what I know so that I can be thoughtful and intentional when I'm writing my multiplication and division equations. Okay, so the total amount, he bought 4 kilograms of tangerines for a school party. Total amount is 4 kilograms of tangerines. Number of groups says how many bags did he buy? I don't know. That's the question I want to find out. And the size of one group, 2/5 of a kilogram in one bag. Okay. So if I'm changing this to, if I'm making an equation out of this, it's going to be number of groups times size of a group. So question mark times 2/5. Oops, hold on. And that would be 4. Or I could switch it around. I could do a division equation. 4 divided by 2/5, because it's the total amount. I've got 4 kilograms. There's 2/5 of a kilogram in each bag. That gives me this way. You could also do this division equation. It's not as helpful, but it still works. So looking at these options that they give me, 4 times 2/5, that doesn't work because 4 should be the total amount. So that's not right. Question mark divided by 2/5 equals 4. That one doesn't work because the 4 should be the total amount, which is our dividend, not our quotient. 4 divided by 2/5 equals question mark. So 4 is the total amount. That's our dividend. Divided by 2/5, our divisor is 2/5 kilogram bag equals, and then that quotient is going to be how many groups. So that works. Question mark times 2/5 equals 4. So I don't know how many bags. Times 2/5 in one bag equals 4 total kilograms. That one works. And then 2/5 divided by 4. This would be saying, like, if I started off with 2/5 is my total amount and sharing that equally with 4, like 4 people, for example, that does not match this situation. So that does not work. I hope that you find this helpful. This is one of the more challenging things that students in my class had for last year. So if you're finding this a little challenging, that's normal. We're going to keep practicing. And I promise if you keep asking your questions and keep trying and keep thinking and keep productively struggling, you're going to get it. If you find yourself in unproductive struggle, where you're spinning your wheels and you're stuck in the mud and you just can't get any traction, make sure that you let me know so that I can help give you a little push and get you back on the road. Okay. Sorry about my mixed metaphors, but there you go. Okay. I'll talk to you soon, and I love you, and have a great day. Bye.